Alright, welcome to week 13 of the Inner series, and today is the last week of the series until we go into patch 3.0. And due to that, we have a few things that we need to make sure that we do before the patch comes out. Starting out, still no level increase, but we are getting one once patch 3.0 comes out. So next you want to go ahead and take a look at your casual tab, go to building and hit artificial island, go back to casual and hit building, and then you want to hit this box because remember you can only hold your resources for 24 hours. While you're also here, you want to check the exchange store and you want to make sure that you buy your weekly items, and if you have not already, your monthly items, because the week and month resets this upcoming week. And once it hits 12, don't forget to check over here and see if you have a mysterious vendor. If not, then you might want to check your friends island, because remember you can get 8 items a week from your friends and crew members. Also in the casual tab we have fishing. You want to try to get it to level 9, so that way you can buy your weekly standard matricy box. And if you're just starting out with fishing, I recommend that you buy 100 to 150 green bait. Then with the rest of your available bait for the week, I recommend on just buying purple bait and then going for those specific fish. Next, you want to do your Mia's Kitchen and you want to knock out your 4 bounties for the day. And I'm going to go with the Sparrow because I find it easier. Next, we have Vitality, starting with joint operations. So you want to make sure that you do this at least one time so that way you can get your daily first clear reward. But with patch 3.0 coming out and us being able to get to level 95, you're going to need some weapon materials, so you might want to really pay attention to interstellar exploration. To where you want to check Vera, as well as check Aspera, so that way you can see all of your Stargates. And how you can tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is if this weapon battery has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate, but if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. If you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, you could always do dimensional trials, to where you just simply need to press go, and then you can hit quick battle and use up all of your vitality. And you can do the same for matrix drills or gold, which brings us to our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters. And the best way to do that is to go to the black market and talk to Hopkins, see this island and do the claw machine, or knock out your 2 trainings for the day. Another thing that is optional are Mirroria fun zones. In patch 3.0, we're not going to really need Mira, so we're not going to really need to do these. And as long as you're doing the events, eventually you're going to get enough Mira to clear out all of the gachapons. But with the extra Mira, you could try to go into Mirroria City and hunt down the flying robots, to where you can pay 100 Mira and you can possibly get a rare reward. Most of the time you don't really get anything that's very good. As you saw, I got 600 gold and I got an SR relic shard, which basically does nothing for me. But be careful not to get the walking dog robots because they're going to use Old Vera coins, and you desperately need those to clear out the Old Vera coin gachapons, which have really good rewards. Next, if you have not got all the rewards in the Greyspace, you may want to do your 6 Greyspace Fishers. But the biggest rewards are in the Twilight Zone, but you do have an 8-hour time limit, so you could wait on that. But with it being the end of the month Friday and patch 3.0 coming out Tuesday, I recommend that you try to go ahead and knock out your racing for the month either today or tomorrow, so that way you don't have to worry about it and you can get that free 400 Mira. And if you have not done your security force missions yet, you want to make sure you do those so that way you can get those Old Vera coins and Mira. Then we have our appointed research, to where you can only hold a grand total of 20 energy and you get 5 free energy a day. So you want to make sure that this does not cap. But if you enjoy these weekly guides, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way they can spread more on YouTube. So now let's talk about our events. Hopefully you logged in enough time so that way you got all of the supply run. Rubilia and her reruns are going away in a little over a day. Hopefully you completed your deep sea treasure hunt and your challenger task list, so that way you got all of the rewards for this patch. And our last event for this patch, Calling Melody, you should have had enough points to go ahead and clear out the whole store, or at least the items that you wanted. But one thing to note is that you want to make sure that you get your daily energy every day. And late last night, we finally got our version 3.0 update, to where they confirmed something very important. Our weekly activity will reset when the patch comes out. So what this means is, on Monday, you want to make sure that you completely clear out your weekly activity and get all of the rewards, so that we can get those data repeaters and dark crystals, and then instantly get it reset and do it again in the new area. And due to this, we get some nice compensation, to where we're going to get 500 dark crystals, 10 core control modules, and 25 augmentation factors. And they also give you a preview of the updates that are coming, but I pretty much mentioned all of this in my Everything Coming in 3.0 video. It has also been confirmed that we are getting level 95. And it does not say gradually, so maybe we get to go to 95 right away. But we do get some information on the new events. We have a new challenger task list, and these are the rewards that we're going to be able to get. This is going to end on 8/7/2023. And in the producer video, they mentioned that the limited banners were going to be 3 weeks long. So there's a good chance that after Leoa on July 18th, Yulan is coming out. And on August 8th, we're going to be doing patch 3.1 with Zeke as the premier character. Our next event, Clouds of Kangwoo, is pretty much a combination of multiple events. We have a 7-day sign-in, we have a defeat a boss event, we have a puzzle event, and we have something called a wild goose array. But we do get some pretty good rewards for doing all of this. And even with all that, we also get Cloudscape, to where if we explore Domain 9, we're going to be able to redeem even more rewards. Liyue is going to be our first limited banner, and with that, we're going to get all the previous Flame character reruns with Annabella, Lon, and Ruby. And it looks like we're going to be having an order gift, to where most likely if you order on Liyue, you're going to be able to get some extra rewards. And it looks like there's going to be a total purchase rebate. So if you spend at least $100 in Tanium, you're going to be able to get all of the rewards that they list here, which include Dark Crystals, Relic Shard Boxes, Exoskeletons, and more. And we have 2 Gachapon events. The first one being called Inkwell Refinement, to where you're able to get a Liyue skin, as well as some other good rewards, which lasts right when patch 3.0 comes out, all the way to July 3rd. And on July 6th, we get the Jade Elegance, which is another outfit for your character. But this will be pretty similar to the Liyue outfit, to where it's going to include items like Micro Reactor Shards, Fortress Exoskeleton Shards, Goggle Shards, Red Nucleus, and more. And they're also rerunning the Lent outfit for those that were not able to get it on the first time around. And they also have Dream After Separation, which basically means for people that have not logged in for 30 days, and once the patch starts, they're able to test out the new character for 24 hours out in the real world. And they even get to look at the avatar card. Now, why this is not available to everyone, I am not sure, but hopefully in the future they allow this to be a feature that everyone can do to really test out the character and see if they want it on their team. But besides that, they confirmed that the Battle Pass will come out on July 12th. In it, you can get the Tame Tricoon mount, which looks like this. But for those not getting the Battle Pass mount, you can still get the mount that you can get through Expiration, which looks like this. But besides all of that, there's just a few optimizations and bug fixes, but I'll go ahead and leave a link to this in the description down below. Which brings us to our weekly tab. You want to make sure you do enough things down here so that we can get everything up top. And again, tomorrow, which is Monday, you want to make sure that you do enough things down here so that way you can clear out everything up top before Tuesday on patch 3.0. Which brings us to our challenge tab. So if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you may want to use your Mia's Kitchen to power yourself up, but starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So unfortunately, I was not able to get an answer from customer service finding out if the Bygone was going to reset. But seeing how it was like that on the test server and that they're changing a few systems around, there's a good chance that the Bygone could reset. So I do recommend that you try to climb as much as you can within these next 2 days. So again, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus. If you have a good weapon bonus, then you may want to do the sneak to next level. And if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels. Otherwise, you can just use that buff to climb a lot of floors. But the biggest thing that will determine your rank for the week is Sequential Phantasm. If you're able to get a high score here, most likely you're going to get the top rewards for the week. Wormhole. Today is the last day to go ahead and get that extra energy crystal dust, because remember, in patch 3.0, this is going to completely change. Frontier Clash. If you have some attempts, you may want to go ahead and save those so that way you can go ahead and use those to clear out your weekly activity tomorrow. Origin of War. A lot of the stages are already getting lower than 600%, so you want to make sure that you go ahead and try to knock this out sooner rather than later. Break from Destiny. Again, the month ends on Friday, so you want to make sure you do this at least one time so that way you can get those 250 Dark Crystals. Arena. If you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day so that way you can reach it. Then we got our daily buy, so you want to go to shop, and then you can consider buying Vitality Solutions, but for me, I already have some pretty good gear. But if you do plan to get Vitality Solutions, I recommend that you don't get no more than 2 a day. But one thing you do want to try to get, if you can afford it, are your Advancement modules and your Booster modules for the week. Which brings us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust Store. So you want to make sure you buy your Potent Omnium Crystal 2, your Advancement modules, your Booster modules, your Core Control module, and your Augmentation Factor for the week. And you can even consider buying your Vera Special Gifts. Space Time Store. You want to make sure you buy your Data Repeater, your Booster Module 2s, and your Advancement Module 2s for the week. And if you have extra Crystal Fragments, you can consider buying IP Shards. Cruise Store. Now the only thing that you want to spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are either Omnium Shield, Space Time Rift, you may want to consider getting a Drone Level 3, or a Hologram Projector. Support Store. You want to buy your Gold, your Black Nucleus, your Space Time Crystal Dust, and your Space Time Crystal Fragments. And if you have return support points, you want to buy your Space Time Crystal Fragments, your Radar Detectors, your Proof of Purchase, and your Gold Nucleus. And if you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. Point Store. Now the only thing that you want to spend your points on are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or Cetus Island again. But if you need to level up your matrices or weapons, you could always buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore the map so that way you can get most of these resources. And if you're someone that does not have a lot of time to do exploring, then I recommend that you go for the supply pods because they're the things that are going to give you the most points and the best rewards in the area, and you can just use an interactive map to find them fairly quickly. And with that, you should be prepared for patch 3.0 and expect my Liyue video to come out within the next day or two. But other than that, I'll talk with you guys later.